Happening today, a Fulton County judge is going to address motions filed in the racketeering case. Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm is live at the Fulton County Courthouse with more on this. Now, Rebecca, one of the things that could come up is DA Fani Willis's push to try all 19 co-defendants at the same time.
It's possible, Lana. You know, the motions the judge is scheduled to consider today were filed by two of the defendants. They have both asked for a speedy trial in this case, and the trial is scheduled for October 23rd. What the pressing matter that has to be resolved is whether the 19 defendants will all be tried then. In her latest court filing, DA Fani Willis said holding several lengthy trials would create an enormous strain on judicial resources, and that trying all 19 defendants at the same time would be most efficient. She also said any defendants tried later would have an advantage of seeing in advance all the state's evidence and arguments. Well, after that filing, attorneys for former President Trump and several other defendants did some maneuvering, filing waivers of their right to a speedy trial. Trump addressed the case last weekend in Iowa.
You're witnessing the most corrupt and blatant weaponization of law enforcement our country has ever seen, and they're doing it for a single reason: election interference.
And we will be listening in on this morning's hearing. You can count on us for updates throughout the day. Live in downtown Atlanta, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
Thanks for